2007 S2000, 74,000 miles, white with red and black interior. Obviously engine oil, trans fluid, diff fluid. He has a fuse problem with his gauge, brake flush, clutch flush, serpentine belt. 74,000 miles, almost certainly going to need it. We'll check the plugs too, and his cruise control. Not going to knock the dealerships, but dealerships for some reason don't seem to want to flush the brakes, flush the clutch, change the diff, or change the trans. I don't know if it's because the Honda service manual says don't change it until an infinite amount of miles, so they don't do it, but you cause more problems not changing your fluid as opposed to changing them early. Break your bolt loose, use a nice strong magnet, and for one, you're not going to drop the bolt in the oil. Also, you're not going to get your hand full of oil and potentially burnt if it's a hot change. So give you a little bit of room. You ready? And there we go. See, drain and fill pretty easy. Going back to the back here, differential, drain and fill right here. Again, look out for that video. There's one that's called 18,000 mile service, I believe. Go ahead and look that one up. It gives you some insight and a little bit of tips of how to do this stuff. Hopefully it makes it easy for you to do. So if you're not following the TSX build today, Sean is coming to do the polish on the car. Last thing to do once it's polished is to break in the clutch and put on the dyno, just verify the power, and of course part of the series is to see what power a stock TSX should make. So a couple of things happened over the weekend. Just to give you an update while I'm watching fluids drain. The original owner of the Silver Dancer, the S2000 that we did the flip car, contacted him and basically said, hey, I'm going to send you some money for the commission. Not that he asked for it and he didn't want it, I just wanted to kind of offer it. And he said, you know what, keep the money, put it towards Sebastian's car, and I'll be happy. So I couldn't ask for anything more than that. Sebastian's excited about his CRX. He's obviously 11, he's a long way from driving it, but my plan is to get the car ready and get him very familiar with the car, owning it, driving it before he even gets close to taking his test. Sean is here. I gotta get Sean rolling now.
What's up, guys?
Hey, bud. So we're gonna go ahead and let that drip. We're gonna take Sean over and he's gonna start the TSX and hopefully make it shinier than what it is. This is complete, brake flush, clutch flush, new serpentine belt. Again, 74,000 miles. We're gonna have to recommend he does tires next. Front tires are 2010, back tires 2014, and they're looking a little wore. 10-year-old tires not a good idea in Florida because of obviously the rubber dry rots and gets hardened. Engine oil is done, trans and diff. Everything else is good. We fixed the cruise control. That was just one of the little buttons fell out of the pedal. Next up, this 2017 second generation NSX. If you've watched our channel, we've done quite a few of these. It's here for a little bit of an enhancement, but what a beautiful color this is. This car almost works in any color. I gotta say, I think my favorite to date is either the orange or the blue. So if you got one of these boxes, it might have been packed by me. It might have been packed by Esther.
Maybe.
But the instructions were definitely folded by Esther. So if you like the folding, give us a good... Alright, is this a set right here?
That's a set, yep.
This one is packed by me.
Sometimes I write on them. I didn't write on these. You didn't give me a chance.
You should do.
I should. I like
People
to
would
write
like
on
that.
them.
It's all personal here, so if you see little notes from us, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So a quick look at my eBay. Somebody mentioned about the CRX window seals right there. I did buy them. Thank you for that heads up. There's the seat. Here is the armrest, and I am patiently tracking that because it's one of the last things that we need. Shows that where's the tracking right now? I think it was in Florida right there. Shows to be in Florida. So thank you to the person that sent this. You didn't put your name in there for us to thank you, but if you're watching this, this is awesome. This is a UK license plate if anybody wonders what this is. And obviously I think they have yellow on the back and white on the front, something like that. It's been a long time since I was there, but imagine having this ginormous thing right across your front bumper if you have an NSX or an S2000. You were stuck with this, if not you get pulled over. And I used to get pulled over in England because I never liked my license plate on the front. I used to take it off and put it in the trunk. This is going back 19 1989, 1990, and I'd get pulled over by the cops, and I'd say, yeah, I hit a pothole and it fell off, and I put it in the trunk, I'm gonna put it back on, until I got pulled over by the same cop, and I had the same excuse, and I got a fine. I still never put it back on. I just wing it. Hopefully I didn't get a fine. But thank you. We're gonna hang that on the wall. I think we're gonna put it right next to our LHT up there behind me. Can you see that? Right there. I'm gonna put that up there. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're good? Yeah. I like it. Hopefully this isn't crooked, because if it is, that's crooked.
If it's all crooked then.
Well, everything's crooked together.
Yeah. We're all a little crooked.
The NSX is pretty much done. We're putting it back together. We tape all of this. It's pretty easy. You get some tape and you can press it in here and then roll it over here. It protects this lip. This is just, nice thing about these cars, they're very much Honda. So it's like pulling a bumper off an S2000. It's got the same kind of clips in here. If you see this right here, see the same kind of hook clips. If you're careful and you pull the bumper straight towards yourself, you're not bending it or rolling it. There's a trick to doing it. Like I say, we've done a lot. Here it is, the new armrest. So it's in really good shape. It's got like a circle shape in there. I don't know what that is, but it's in really nice shape. I think we'll just go ahead and clean it. We'll put some dressing on it and we can install it. It's pretty good. Good find, Esther. The inner fender wells have to be put back together. And again, nice thing about these cars, it's like working on a Honda. If somebody blindfold you, think you're working on that. I'm not kidding. It's tricky, it's fiddly, but it's Honda. It's great. Proper 10mm bolts. Everything has the washer built on. Again, Honda quality, you can't beat it. I much prefer working on one of these than a Porsche or a Corvette or a Ferrari or a McLaren, because they're kind of a pain. You change your feeling of those cars when you actually work on them, if you're used to working on cars. And again, make it easy on yourself. Separate everything. We have these magnetic trays, courtesy of Bjorn. Thank you, buddy. We still use these every day. If you're watching, you sent us these as a gift. We still use them every day. Separate them. That way you know exactly what bolts go in. S2000, if you recognize this, this used to be Jeff's. CR seats, so you're probably wondering why it's got leaves in it. Well, unfortunately, the back window blew out at some point. It was a tinted window, which sucks even more. So, luckily we have an OEM top here. They're getting really, really hard to get, but we do have one put aside for this. We're gonna get this one done. It's getting close to Christmas. Everybody wants their stuff done before Christmas. This is no exception. So sad to see leaves and glass in there. I'm gonna have to go ahead and vacuum that stuff real good, but factory OEM top going back on. This thing will look beautiful. I'll show you when it's finished. You've seen us do. We also did a video on this truck. This is Paul's new truck, 2022 Toyota Tacoma TRD 4x4. We did the lift on this and wheels and tires. Again, this is kind of cool. It's different to what we usually do. We're not really a truck shop, but it's kind of cool to do something different. We'll report back and let you know, but so far there's been no rubbing. We didn't have to do the frame. We did heat that plastic, trim it a little bit, heat it and roll it. So far there's been no issues, but I'll kind of keep you up to date, let you know if anything changes. If you guys have one of these and you're thinking about doing anything to it. Talking of trucks, I'm still loving this truck, by the way. I really am. Drive it every single day. It's been so much better since doing the motor. Do have a question for you guys. Give me some feedback. We have the titanium roll bar, which again, I like it. I like the lights, I like the titanium exhaust. I did take all the stickers off, except HP Tuners that did sponsor us for the ECU. And of course, I have the Tycon sticker on there. They did sponsor us for the titanium. But I'm thinking, just to let everybody know it's a V8, apart from that little V8 badge right there. Kind of like, all the trucks have some big badging back here. It does kind of add a little bit of excitement to the bed because it's a big flat side. I'm thinking about putting something along here. Colorado V8. something in sticker form. I'll get Pat to make something like that. Give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. You think I should put stickers on the side on that bed? I'll leave it perfectly clean. Again, I don't want to kind of let people know it is a V8 Colorado. It is different from everything else. It's the only 2020 V8 Colorado that's been done. Let me know, guys. We are actually tuning the Burt hatch right now. We're filming for episode 10. The exhaust is completely done. It's a 2.5-inch stainless with a twin loop, a long inline resonator. I wanted it to be quiet. Supercharged cars tend to be noisy. They build a lot more noise than a turbo car, so I'm trying to dial that back a little bit. Now you can hear the supercharger. The supercharger screams. I'll give you a quick clip of it on the dyno. So it sounds fantastic. It's making good power. Everything it's doing is like it should be. We're testing the new belt system. This is the LHT Grip Tech belt system with the stepper. We want to make sure these belt systems are perfect before we sell them. We're going to sell you a pair of pulleys, one for the supercharger, one for the alternator, and we can help you out with some of the belt sizing from blower to alternator. That's the only complicated one, but so far it's great. We've done 35 passes, full RPM runs, no boost drop off, no overheat in the belts, no slip in the belts. The belts are not getting gummy, and we're not running the massive tension that we used to have to run back in the day, which puts a lot of pressure on the supercharger as well as the alternator. It can tear the bearings up. Think of your supercharger like this. Imagine there is a belt on here pulling a lot of side load and then spinning it. You actually distort that shaft, and over time you can either trash the bearings or even break the shaft in the supercharger. We don't want that because these are getting kind of hard to get now. We're going to go to Sam's Club and do a couple of little pickup things, so we're going to make it different. We're going to take the CRX. I'm going to let George drive the CRX.
Well, yeah, you can get in the back across the little back seat.
I'll sit in the back seat. Estra's favorite car in the whole entire world is an S2000. She's going to drive the S2000. I'm going to be a passenger in Steve's CRX. We haven't driven this since the Honda to Orlando. These are future parts that we need. This is the time belt and the valve cover gasket kit. What's the first thing she does?
First thing she does is dance.
First thing she just put some kind of weird music up. Get ready. There it is. The reason she's dropping the top, she's got antlers on. They're gonna blow off.
I don't know, they might.
The wind will blow them off. You're gonna lose them. We're gonna drive over them in traffic. This is so nostalgic. I used to drive on these every single day. All I knew was CRXs. It was my favorite car ever. That was my car, just like S2000 is Esther's car. She still loves those things. I keep looking at that SS El Camino over there. I keep looking at it. Yeah, that added a little bit of stress on the way back from Honda to Orlando when it was dark.
Oh, there it goes.
The battery comes on and off. There's a voltmeter here to tell you actually how far. Oh, hey, look.
There's S2000. She's leaving.
There's S2000. So this is, it's almost like the light comes on at like 13.5. But I had check engine light coming on, battery light coming on. Oh, I do not want to break down on the way back from Orlando. My very first ticket was here, by the way. I was in my CRX. I was making a left turn here. I had a transmission in the passenger side, and I went super slow around here because I didn't want the transmission to fall and damage my door panel. Cop pulled me over. I would still fight that ticket. That was 20 years ago, and I still would fight it to say that I didn't run the red light. It was like right on the edge, but I still got a stupid ticket. I'm still mad about that one. This is a big thing in Florida where the tire sticks 50% outside of the fender. That is, what would you call that? It's not flush. Is it 50% extra flush? Flush used to be where the wheel was perfectly in line with the fender, and I liked it. I'm not a big fan of that.
It's a Dodge Ram with 50% more flush.
It's called 50% flush. First casualty of George's Mugen Civic. 450 horsepower, and you broke the clutch pedal.
Yep. From what I read, this is common.
Yeah, you talked about this in the past, and I mean, without actually seeing it in person, it's amazing that for a Honda part to break like this, it's amazing that it's that thin.
Yeah, it's
this over here looks like 20 gauge.
Yeah. Well, this, when it came apart, there was a piece here that's now missing, And this was like out, but you can bend this stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Well, I can see how thin it is. Obviously, they put some shaping in here to stiffen it up, but
it's not.
That's not.
It's not heavy duty
typically
at all.
Honda.
It's really thin.
You're talking about if we're going to fix this, maybe make a template to bring it up here and make like an angle piece, right?
Yeah, I've seen one that kind of goes here, bends there, and then another plate for here.
Yeah. What do you do about this? Is this pressed in? Is it?
Yeah, it looks like a rivet. Like.
So you'd have to build a hole larger than that, so it kind of.
Yeah,
it's only on this side you're talking, right?
Yeah. I've never seen anyone do anything to this side. I mean, you could probably do like a little thing there, but this is much beefier than this side.
Yeah, that's crazy. So if you saw George's post, he posted this, and luckily he knows a welder.
Yeah.
So he can get that welded.
Yeah, it's crazy how thin these are.
Yeah, so that looks like this obviously doesn't come out, but this spring, if you squeeze that, maybe we can get that spring out and that rubber or that neoprene bushing.
Yeah, look, it's even cracked all the way through there.
Yeah.
I mean, along with it being thin, I mean, it's got 2 spot welds on it.
Yeah. And this is a typical example from what he's saying and what I looked at last night. And he's not running a real aggressive clutch. It's a Clutch Master Stage 3, which doesn't have a lot of pedal pressure. Now, if this was an ACT, you'd have broke this like the first time you pressed it down.
This side would have been broke too.
Yeah, ACT, they have quite a bit more spring pressure to hold the clamping load.
But I was telling you too, I adjusted the clutch. I'm like, oh, it feels better, and then it like started to not feel good again.
Now it feels worse. Now there's a big click, and now it doesn't work at all.
Yeah, I was at the light. I just left here, and
this would be a nice time to get stuck in rush hour traffic and then it break.
Lucky I left late last.
Yeah, I was saying we were here late, so luckily it was good. All right, we'll film it. Let me get my guy on it. We'll fix it, and then I'll film it and show you what we do. So while George is working on his pedal, I'm editing another video, so I gotta remember how much time George has in it so I can charge him for the work he is doing on his own car. Of course, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You guys know me by now, right? Here we are at Sam's Club. So if you have a Sam's card, you can go over there and save $4 on gas.
I'm gonna park over here.
What, right against all these shopping carts?
No one moves these.
Are you sure?
Yes, they're all up front.
What about that one over there?
Take that one with us.
Yeah, we need to kind of relax with all the shopping carts around me.
Oh, this way no one else is over here.
You gotta check out on if the locks work on both sides. Nope. Press it again. Might have to manually lock it.
That's it.
Alright. So all these people right now are all lined up to get gas over there because it's cheaper. If you have a Sam's card, I mean, everyone is like lined up. You think the gas is free. See anything you like, Esther? You want a stroller? You want a desk?
I think about a desk, maybe.
Yeah? What about some LOL dolls? With about 14 million tiny toys packed into a ball?
I think maybe the trampoline is better. Oh, okay.
And that is your insurance guy's worst nightmare. If you get one of those, he's going to drop you. Ken, the insurance guy, tells you not to get that.
That's why I'm not insured mine.
He said, don't get that, don't get a pool, don't get a giant dog. So I reinforced it here, stitched it all the way around, beefed up that brace right here, the mounting point, and then stitched around here. So you added quite a bit of rigidity to it.
Yeah, let's hope so.
We'll give you feedback once he gets us in, but I mean, the only thing holding it with these 2 spot welds on this side, which...
Yeah, you can see them if you look through. There's only one on that side.
It's just bizarre.
There's 3 total.
Yeah. I've been around Honda such a long time, and I've always said how much of an improvement their stuff is over everybody else, but this is almost like Honda didn't do it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
This happens on some TSXs and the Accords of the same generation.
Okay. Yeah, which it's almost like they just went too thin. If they'd have gone 16 gauge on this or added a little bit more structure.
Yeah,
bizarre.
So if your clutch pedal's clicking or you think you need a master cylinder, look at that too.
Yeah, when you're looking at it, if you climb under the dash, obviously you're looking at it from this perspective right here, so it's going to be tight up here, but you're going to be looking in this area here and then obviously over here, it's mainly this side, right?
Yeah, the left side breaks.
So look out for that, and if that's something that breaks, this is your fix. Build the shape and weld it in, or take your pedal out and ship it to us. We'll fix it for you. We're not offering an exchange service. We're not building these as a factory, but if you get stuck, take this pedal out, ship it to us, we'll do that for you. This will be cool in the shop.
You should have it. Got space for it.
We do? Where? We have no space for it.
Sure you do. That other room.
If we had space, we'd end up putting a car in it.
Well, you can't fit it in the room.
That one has a spider with it.
You can't.
So you know, somewhere, someone has a bedroom that looks like this. All the nutcases that cleaned out all the bath tissue and Bounty. This is what someone's spare bedroom looks like somewhere. I can guarantee it. Someone's watching this right now and they're looking at their wife and they went, yeah, I bought a little bit too much.
No, that's worse.
Esther, don't look at the product. Look at the price. 15 bucks.
That's for the tablecloth.
For 36.
That's for the table.
The knives are 14 almost.
Oh, that's a good
Forks are
price.
$6.98. That's terrible. Yeah, it's the worst cutlery.
Just get a big set of spoons. That's all you need.
I might buy these.
How about a cutting
What are you going to do then? That looks like the material that we need. We was talking about, George.
Yeah, it might be
measure it.
Too thin.
So if we need a piece that's 600,000, we're going to use it to build something out of. That's cheaper. If you go to the boat store and buy that, it's like 60 bucks. $8.77 here.
Waterproof digital nine. Okay.
Yeah, you don't need that.
It's half inch.
Those spoons. You just wanted forks, didn't you, Esther? Where's the forks at?
No, I don't want just forks from here. No, I want
There you go.
things that match.
It's $6.98.
They're terrible.
That's a good price.
$7.
I
It
thought
doesn't matter
they
if it
were
matches.
terrible.
It's a good price. Look at the price.
I mean,
$6
if you had these
bucks.
at your restaurant, I would be like.
But you're not eating at a restaurant. You're eating at your house.
Because you'd be happy in a restaurant.
Yeah. Coffee. This is the coffee I drink at home, by the way. If you're into drinking coffee, this tastes pretty good. And it's cheap. Chocolate dipped strawberries. I could get into trouble with a box of those. This is the best part right here. Pizza combo, $2.50. But all this stuff looks pretty darn good. But that's on the deal right now. That's what we're getting. We can all three of us eat. This is what $8.03 gets you, Esther. If you want to take someone out for a nice special lunch, this is where you bring them.
This is where you bring.
This is where you bring them. Still the best deal for lunch, period. Look at the size of that slice. The size of my hand. It's a big piece of pizza. To do. If it's 80-inch, anything smaller than that you get for free. And then the sound bar is $25.
Shut up.
It is. The deal is that good. Why do you think they bought two? Would you buy a big TV and a little one? What would you do with a little one? Stick it in the bathroom? You've got a phone for that. It's that good a deal, Esther. That's how it works here. Buy one, get one. Can't even buy that. If you used to put that on a piece of land, 200 grand. The question is, do you think I can take it over the bumps?
No.
Speed bumps? It should make it. Ready?
Let me get it down.
It goes over no problem at all. Alright, cars are still here. Can live out of a CRX. Look at that, we could fit everything in there. Esther's getting those. Look at this. Smelly, good stuff.
You guys figured that out.
Well, it's our first time. Oh, what happened? 83 degrees and we're listening to Christmas music. One window's down. This one don't go down. We're hot. It's December. Okay, so you guys have a weather app on your phone. Just to let you know, my favorite place is Yakutsk. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I've been following this forever. Look at the temperatures. This is in Russia. It's one of the most northern habitable places. I guess there is a couple of places north of them. But this is like, you can find on the map, and with the new maps, if you go down here, you can actually look and click on it and show where they're at. Tuesday, the low is -53. High is -42. Check this out. If you're kind of crazy like me and you just like to see what everybody else is doing, I'll show you really quick what we're going to do to this. This is a friend's Chevy Type R Jackie. We're going to put an oil cooler and a Hasport rear mount on that. I'll just show you quickly through it because it's not that complicated. That, got to check it, has a little oil leak. I don't know if it is oil, a little drip on the customer's garage. Got to look at that, make sure it's nothing serious. Let's switch these around. We'll do that second. We'll check the oil leak on that, then bring this in and I'll show you what we do. So This has a variable tune on it. We're not going to drive it. I'll talk to the customer, see if he wants to tell us a little bit more about it. But this does about 400 wheel. Super fun car. Check him out, variable.net. He's tuned a whole bunch of these. Knows exactly what he's doing. Everything is dry under here. Don't see any issues. It's a little shiny there. Let's double check that. It's got a piece of broken case right there. Doesn't look like it's through. It's dry everywhere else. We'll remove that, double check it. Might just need another new washer, and that's a pretty easy fix. We're shortening the video of the tree a lot, but it's looking good.
Christmas time.
Christmas time it is. You know what? We have another ornament to put on here, Esther.
We do.
From our good friend Jeff Ratner. There was a bag down here. You've probably lost it.
I moved it.
Where is it? It's the one with the little dicky hoo-hoos in there.
That is exactly why I moved it.
No, I'm talking about...
Yeah, the keychain bag.
Yeah. Over here. Look at these guys right here. Look at that. Is this cool or what? And it's not the OEM one, it's the LHT billet one. And you know what's so cool? If you look closely, in the perfect lighting, it says LHT on the side, just like the billet one. See that?
Oh, nice.
Right on that edge. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is awesome. Christmas 2021.
So we'll put that one right in the front.
Put that right in the front, thanks to our good friend Jeff. These, you can never have enough of these things. The pedal stoppers, as Honda calls them. You see that little piece of plastic, okay, hold on to them, on the carpet, on your floor mat, and the car doesn't start, or your cruise control doesn't work, or your brake lights stay on all the time. It's usually one of these dudes right here. And there's the part number. The dudes right here.
I know. Well, some of them are broken.
Well, it's his old.
Actually, no, it's got a hook right here. This is our makeshift hook that we made last year.
Yeah, out of a staple.
No, out of a
Staple?
Paper clip.
Staple.
It's not a staple.
It's a staple for the industrial ones. Ones come in big boxes.
For me.
Is there any way we can hang a Grip Tech pulley off there, since we became an official Grip Tech?
I don't know. I'll
dealer
make
this year?
another ornament if you give me something that says it on it.
I'm just kidding. It's kind of expensive to hang a pulley from there.
Our tree is kind of a representation of all of the brands that we have association with.
Another part he added here was the cooling plate, nice carbon one. That's the factory S2000 one. So we're trying to make everything happen while it's here. Again, we're kind of suckers for making people happy, even though we're kind of busy. That's a nice looking piece, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's like a really nice dry carbon look. Is it actual carbon, or is it over like a overlay?
No, it looks like it's actual, because this side you
That's
can feel
nice,
the texture.
and it's rigid too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Again, it's the week of Christmas, trying to make everyone happy, or trying to make our customers happy. So that'll match everything else he's got going on. He's got the carbon piece here. It's got the carbon piece here, and of course carbon accents on the outside. Bruce gave us that right here, even though we don't get any corporate discount from those guys. In fact, we get the worst discount ever. Bruce, you got to talk to someone in the top.
Right?
We're like the very lowest tier ever.
Yeah, well,
Actually, we're lower than that, I think.
we're not that bad.
Well,
I think we pay more than the UPS.
yeah, I think we do. It's cheaper to go to the UPS store off the street. There we go. We're stocked back up with a nice bag of these. So Christmas lunch is Wednesday, George. Can you make it?
Yeah.
Christmas lunch Wednesday. If you're in the area, come by. You can join in the LHT Christmas lunch. Tom from corporate's coming. What?
It won't be here.
He will be here. It's at our official restaurant. Tom at corporate will be coming too to let us know what's going on. Esther, Christmas lunch Wednesday. Can you make it?
Oh, yeah.
And you know you're getting Christmas dinner, right? You're not going to get like a salad or meatloaf or whatever else she tries to substitute. It has to be the Christmas dinner. The turkey, the mash, the gravy, the carrots, the unknown vegetable, and usually like a couple of pieces of bread.
Yeah.
Alright, so the piece that was going to go here without pulling the front bumper, the cooling plate, the intercooler pipe and jacking up the engine, I don't think it's going to fit. So that's quite a bit of work to figure that out, and we don't really have the time today. I'm sorry about that, but that's just kind of the way today is. I did get this in, the carbon fiber part here. Add a little more carbon fiber to the engine bay, and we're going to call this one done.
Alright guys, so we're winding down for 2021. It's been an interesting year, I'm sure as for you too. So it has been 2 years since I've seen my dad. He usually comes once, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times a year, especially since I had kids. Now he can see his grandkids grow up, so he likes to come a lot more. He is retired, obviously he's 85. Well, I haven't seen him for 2 years, and it's like every time in England something happens and they go into major lockdowns. If you guys are in England, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And he has been stuck in his house, and it sucked. Well, then this year, as the numbers went down a little bit, he was planning on traveling, and then he got sick. And it's a long story, but he finally had an operation that he needed on Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving here, over in England, it's just called a Thursday because they don't have Thanksgiving. Well, he's been recovering since, and he's in pretty good shape. He's ready to travel, and he has, of course, all kinds of crazy things they got to do. 2 COVID tests, I think, one 24 hours before and one the day off before he can travel. So as we speak, he is doing everything he can to get here, and he's been to a point where he's all excited to come. Then he goes, there's a new variant, there's Opticon or whatever the heck it's called. So it was almost to a point where he goes, I'm not going to be able to make it. This new variant come, it's going to do this, going to do that. And thank you for the people that have been working behind the scenes to say, you've got to go. Get on the plane, go, wear a mask, wash your hands, do whatever they tell you to do, jump up and down, pat yourself on the head, whatever they tell you to do, just go, get on a plane, come here, come and see us, come and see the grandkids, all that good stuff. So fingers crossed my dad is going to make it here. And if he does, I'll put him on the channel. If you've watched any of our videos, you might have seen him. I put him on the channel maybe 3 years ago now. I don't know when it was. So that's what's happening in my life. This year's been good and bad. I lost one of my best friends. I talked about that. I'm not going to dwell on that. The good part is it brought people together because of that. People we haven't talked to for a long time kind of reconnected. So it's kind of a positive came out of a major negative. And I did buy the Burt Hatch, and if you've watched that series, hopefully you like the Burt Hatch. Things have changed with this. The CRX I inherited from Steve. That car is something that I have a lot of history with, so that car I cannot sell. I'm never going to sell that. So things are going to change on the Burt Hatch. Now we've built it, and I'm happy with it. The build is exactly the way it was intended. It's done. This is probably going to be for sale. The CRX is going to have to be the car I keep. I can't keep all these cars. I can't afford them all. I can't work on them all. We're a small shop that has to move one to work on another one. We can't just keep collecting. Watch the Burt series. Watch it. It's up to 10 episodes. Hopefully you're watching all this over your Christmas break and you're not too bored, and I'm not jibber-jabbering too much. If you watch our channel, you will see that I talk a lot. But hopefully you find it entertaining. Hopefully you find some tricks and tips and that kind of thing along the way. 2022, I do plan on restoring the white CRX. My plan is not to take the engine out. We'll take it out to paint it and clean it. We'll keep the ZC engine, refresh the engine, refresh the turbo kit, change it to OBD1, put a heated O2 sensor in, keep it running clean, but a little bit more modern tunability. Repaint it inside and out, refresh the interior, refresh the wheels. It has new wheels, but I want to see if I can put the original wheels that he had on that car for a long time back on, bring that thing up to a nice crisp condition. It needs a few other things here and there. Watch that series. If you do, let me know if you're going to watch that series. It's going to be called Steve CRX. I'll do everything and share with you whatever I can, and the people that have reached out to help me find parts for it, thank you to you. I have started kind of stockpiling a few little here and there parts, but this might have to go to make way for that. If I don't talk to you soon, have a great Christmas, have a great holiday, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate it with the people you care about. That's what it's all about, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, enjoy your cars and each other.